Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about budget traveling and how to find deals, how to travel cheaply, what to do, where to buy tickets, where to buy accommodation. So we'll talk about this stuff. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Just after the intro, we start. Big Joe! Cheap travels. Travel on a budget. So, budget traveling. Yeah. So, how do I decide on destinations and where to go? If you don't have any plan, it's the best plan. That's when you can 100% find the cheapest airplane tickets on the internet. Now, I use several search engines. One of them is down in the comments below. That's the most common one that I use. Jet Radar it was called before. Now it's something else, I think. Anyway, it compares prices between different companies, between different air providers, from the airplanes and stuff like that. The second one is Skyscanner, of course, that's the most popular one. And sometimes the price difference between this one and the Skyscanner are different. So sometimes this one has cheaper tickets, the other time Skyscanner has cheap tickets. So I always check these two. And then the third thing I check is when I find this route, let's say from A to B, then I check on the airplane's company as well, directly on their page. But usually the tickets are more expensive if you buy them directly with the company than if you buy them through some agency. Now, if it's low cost airplane like Ryanair, Wizz Air, EasyJet, Volotea, I don't know, there are many low cost companies, then you can also try Kiwi, like a fruit or a bird from New Zealand, .com. So there, sometimes they buy tickets in front of normal people, so they can offer you them at lower prices. So I also check that one when I'm checking Ryanair, and then I check Ryanair directly if it's like the difference in price. And sometimes the Ryanair price already goes up, but on Kiwi it still stays the same. Then I buy there, so that's about that. Then there are many travel sites that post cheap tickets actions. Like if some air company has some action and say, oh, from this date to this date, you can get, I don't know, tickets to Thailand for 300 euros there and back. Then some sites publish this, and if you follow them, you can then know the second they do that. You can look for these groups in Facebook. It's best to subscribe to them in the Facebook. Some of the groups have mailing lists, so you subscribe to those. The most famous one in Europe, I guess, is Holiday Pirates. And then you choose, I don't know, they have Germany, UK based, another based. So from the airports around there, they will send you these emails, and then you can see the cheap tickets wherever from there, Now, when you're choosing your flight, don't just look from your airport, You should look in radius around you, like 200, 300 kilometers around. And then if it's you can find cheap tickets from nearby airplane, nearby airport, and then you You go there with a bus, with a van, with a train, whatever, you know, you have your mom drop you off or whatever, your friends. It's up to your imagination. So that's how you can get the cheap tickets from there. Next, after you get a ticket and after you know where you're going. Also, yeah, you should be flexible on dates. If you're not flexible on dates, let's say I only have time from 1st January to, I don't know, 10th January, that's not the way to go. Because this discounts actions, they usually have from this date, let's say from July till August, we have this amazing action. You can get them like, I don't know, half the price. And then you can work in that time, you know. But if you don't have the exact dates, you can use this. But if you have the exact dates that are not matching this airplane promotion, then you're screwed. So yeah. And of course, if you don't have a destination in mind, you can follow these pages on Facebook and subscribe to them. You just write error fares or cheap traveling tickets, something like that in Google, and you will get a lot of these pages, you know. Just write like error fares pages for Europe or error fare pages for USA, and then you will find a lot of them. You just subscribe or you just follow them on Facebook, and then just wait, and when the announcement comes out, be sure to buy your ticket quickly, because if you don't buy quickly, these error fares or these low prices, they go fast. They go sometimes in half an hour, sometimes they go in 1 day, other times they can last for a few days. But yeah, if you find it, you should buy it if you know that you will be able to go on that trip. So yeah, that's about air tickets, I think. And the second thing is, after you have bought the air tickets, you need to arrange airport transfer. So if there is a common or shared bus that delivers you to your accommodation, that's usually the cheapest way. Not all airports offer this service. It's usually private service. It's not organized by the airport, but it's a bus or a van service that picks you up at the airport and drops you off at the hotel. Now I also have in the links below written the link, so you can check that one out. But be aware that that does not include all the options. So if that price there is not the best, you can always check the public transportation. So some airports have like metro connection, that's like a subway or train connection. So you use the train or subway to go from airport to the city, and then when you're in the city, you either take taxi if you're tired, or you walk to your accommodation using Google Maps, you know. That's how I do it most of the times. Yeah, that's about it. And then, of course, yeah, we come to the subject of accommodation. So, after you have the ticket, you should find some accommodation. Now, I usually check a few websites because they have different prices and they have different hotels registered with them. So I almost always first check booking.com. After that, I check hotels.com. After that, I check agoda.com. And if all of those places are too expensive, then I consider staying in hostels. Hostel is like a room with 6, 4, or 10 beds, even 12. The most beds one had was like 20 in one room, but yeah. If you go to some location that the accommodation is very expensive, you should consider staying in hostels, because you just go there to sleep, but it's also a good place to meet new people, new friends, you know. If you're a solo traveler, yeah, I would recommend it, why not? But in the night, of course, if you cannot stand snoring from other people or people coming in and out, yeah, maybe that's not for you. Then consider spending a few bucks, euros or pounds or whatever local currency to get your own room. Yeah, but even in hostels, they offer you like their own room sometimes, so you can check out that. So if you want to check the hostels, I usually use the site hostelworld.com, I think, and then you can find there the prices of the hostels. Another option is to use Airbnb, but usually they have bigger prices because of the cleaning fees and I don't know what fees. So yeah. So yeah, you can also check Airbnb if you want like an apartment. It's better if you're not solo traveling. If you like, or if you are solo traveling and you want your own place, of course it's good. But otherwise, you can also use Airbnb.com. If you're traveling with more people, like 2 or even more, 4 or something like that, that could be an easy option because then you can share the expenses. Yeah. So that's about accommodations. If you go to Asia and stuff like that, there's also one company called Oyo. That one usually has good prices also on the hotels. And the other one is like Red Doors, also reddoors.com, I think. That one also has very nice hotels. I mean, they're always clean. They have a bed, a refrigerator, and air conditioning. That's what you need in Asia. So yeah, they're always clean and budget friendly, let's say. Yeah. So if you don't find on Booking, Agoda, hotels.com, or Airbnb, you can also check that option out. Oh, what else? What else? What else? If you're really on a budget, I sometimes used in the past couchsurfing. That's a great platform. You meet with the locals, they offer you a place to stay, you exchange cultural tips. I don't know, I cooked for the host, so I made them dinner there. For example, when I went to Venezuela, I used this couchsurfing there because it was kind of a dangerous country and I wanted to meet some people, not to be so dangerous. And I met some amazing people there through couchsurfing. I never stayed in a hotel there for the whole month I was there. I just stayed in couchsurfing. Yeah, but to use this platform, I don't know. Now it's payable or something. Before it was for free. I think now it's payable. But then, yeah, after you stay at the place, they leave a comment about you, how you were, and you leave a comment about them, how they were. So it's like on this trust basis. And of course, if you don't host anybody else, don't expect anybody else to host you. So in your country, you host some people, you get good reviews, then you can go to another country and yeah, you can do it like that. So that's one way of saving money. So yeah, that's called couchsurfing. Yeah. So they offer you either a couch to sleep or a sofa or a chair or even on the floor. It depends on the person or on the place they have. But it's good. You get to know the people, and yeah, it was fun for me. I got to know a lot of people there that I would not if I wouldn't use that service, let's say. Yeah. So after we have the accommodation and we have the tickets, then we look how to move around the city there. Now, sometimes taxis are okay. Other times you can use like Uber or what's that one called in Thailand? Not Link. I forgot. So you can use these apps to help you move from one place to another. But this is more expensive option. The cheapest option is to use local transport, such as buses, metro, or just walk. That is the cheapest option. in some places you have boats that run, from one place to another. But yeah, I mostly use buses or metro, or in some cases train. If you're staying a bit out of the city, then you must use train. It's usually the cheapest. Of course, there's also car sharing options. In Europe, there's one company called BlaBlaCar, BlaBlaCar.com. So you can also use this company to move between cities, from one city to another. It's like car sharing company where people post, I'm going from this city to this city. If anybody wants to come with me, it costs this much amount of money. Then you apply, say I'm going from there to there. Can you take me? And they say yes or no, and you can use them. So that's one way of doing it. The other way in Europe is you should check flixbus.com to move between European cities. That's usually the cheaper way of traveling between cities. But friendly tip, you should book a few days in advance, because if you book on the last day, or let's say 2 or 3 days before you leave, the prices go up like a skyrocket. The same with airplanes, with the Ryanair, with Wizz Air. If you book the last days, the prices just skyrocket up. So you should plan in advance, and best to do it when they have some action or like promotion. For example, now on 14th of February, they had this Valentine option, and they had flights 25% off. So if you book then, you would get the flight cheaper. The next day they went, of course, up 25 to 50% more up. So yeah, so you should follow their pages, or as I said, the pages who follow airfares and airplane promotions for that. So after you're in the city, then you have to think about food. One of the cheapest ways is just to go to a local shop and buy some food there. You can get a sandwich or something, or if your accommodation has a kitchen, you can cook pasta or something. That's usually the cheapest way of eating. If you want to experience the local cuisine, the local food, one of the options is you check the street food. If that's not available, then you can check out the fast food restaurants. When I was in US, that's basically where you eat. You get a hamburger for $1. If you go to a restaurant, you pay $50, just saying. And that was the cheapest. Even in US, if you go to a regular store, you will spend more than if you would just go to McDonald's and have the hamburger for $1, So that's the second option. The third options are like bakeries and stuff like that. They usually have cheap bread or sandwiches or some meat in the bread, something like that. It's usually very cheap to eat there. Also in the Balkans, bakeries are one of the cheapest places where you can get food and not spend a lot, let's say €1, €2, and you're full after that, In Asia, of course, street food. You just go to the street and there are always some vendors who sell different kind of food. But yeah, keep in mind, also in Asia, you have a lot of these fast food chains, and they're usually cheaper than if you go to a normal restaurant. If not for that, always look where the locals go. So if you see a lot of people in some place, it usually means it's good and it's decently priced. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's normal priced. I mean, they would not cheat you. Like if something costs €5 and it would cost in fancy restaurant €50, of course everybody will be eating there for €5 if it's good quality and good thing. Yeah. So that's about food. What else do you want to know about cheap traveling? Ask me in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and smash that like button, because it really helps the algorithm, and this video can then be seen by more people. Yeah. Thank you. So on this note, I think I will leave you with this information, let's say. You can always check the links down below in my descriptions, where I have where I book the tickets usually, where I look for them, what transfer companies I use from city airport to the city, what insurance to have. It's usually good to have travel insurance, believe me. If you get sick in some country, you don't want to be paying their hospital there. No way. What else? Yeah. What I wanted to say, I will make a part 2 if you ask me down in the comments what you want to know more, so I know what to talk about, because now it's a bit late and my head is a bit empty. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Take care, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel, put a like there, and see you next time.